at almost like any kind of carnival. The one with the stacked bottles that you have to knock over.
Oh, yep. Alright. Oh, that's an old one. I used to run a stand like that for a while. Not as a cathane, but I did as a for money. Let's go try it. And he puts a hand on Gus' back to like usher him along and just follows behind.
Just nods in agreement, like starts like shuffling over to that stand.
Wait, do you have money?
He has some, not a. He pulls out his wallet to count like just a few bills and just nods. A few, but not enough to play like all the games.
That should be enough then. Cause I don't think I've had money in a long time. I don't usually deal with immortals and their currency.
And Gus just says, and I'm assuming using my other ability wouldn't be wise to give us extra money.
Not against these people, no. It's a lot easier for them to spot it because they're used to the stuff like that.
Gus just nods, like it's like a learning experience for him as well.
You always have to be careful when dealing with other people like yourself in the supernatural realm. They have the sense, they don't have the mist covering their eyes. A lot of the times they can see through it, especially if you're using tricks in the book that many of these people play by. Hence why I think I can offer a bit of distraction just by being here. And oh, go ahead.
Gus is just like looking at the bottles, like because he's watching like some people attempt the carnival trick, and it's just like, how am I supposed to trick them with this?
What tricks do you know? And you could just say out of character if you wish to.
So from what I've seen so far, or am reading, because I can totally really read, not really. He knows, the whole fake money thing. Can give people vision of what he sees, the Fae vision, pretty much. And then what he did to that woman, Elf Shot, where he shoots his bobby pin and cause harm, a stroke, heart attack, simple things. Just simple things.
A lot of your tricks tend to be more for mortals and their bases, especially.
Yeah, so Gus is just like standing there, just trying to think on like how he could practice while also have fun.
Why don't you create your own?
Oh yeah, that is another thing. I was told as well. He could create and warp things.
So, a lot of things that show has taught you are very limited. You are what's known as a word breaker, a mage, in simpler terms. What you can do is only limited by imagination. So maybe, what if we make the ball there hone in on a specific target?
That's just like thinking while like looking from the ball to the things. Like, I could make it like hit the like dead center to knock down all the bottles.
That could work. And since, with how that works, you wouldn't cause any issues, no issues with the mages, I doubt the Fae would notice, especially since my presence caused them a bit of stress. So it should be fine. It won't be any Fae tricks, of course, because it's not about with mischief, but it does make you use your mind a bit.
Yes, brain power.
Indeed. So, go give it a try. And Valakras is then going to kind of situate himself behind where Gus is, but in the view of the attendant. Because he knows that again, not all the workers know what he's done with the mayor. So he's going to pull some attention away from Gus and what he's doing by just kind of existing.
I see.
You're just like, ooh, look at me, distraction. Just like Distraction. Woo.
He's well aware of what his appearance does.
It intimidates and makes people uneasy and unnerving.
Yes. Yes, but he's not using it in a non-threatening way. And if anything, he sees it as a bit of fun because, he's using some tricks to let Gus one practice to kind of beat the system a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Gus is ready to do what kids these days say. It's just a prank, bruh.
It's just a prank, bro. Don't take it so seriously, man.
Yeah, it's just a joke.
Alright.
I hate that excuse. It's just a joke. All right, so Gus takes a few steps up to the counter, and gets the person's attention, and it's like, "I would like to try," while pulling out his wallet to pull out some money to pay for one or a few tries.
All right.
And how does the attendant react seeing me?
He just looks at you like you're a normal person.
Oh, so he's a human.
This might be interesting. Oh God, excuse me. Sorry, did not expect that to happen. Sorry. So Gus just pulls out the money and just like lifts it, like gets on his like little tippy toes to like lean up and offer it to the attendant, and asks, how many turns does this get me?
How many turns does this get you?
Yeah, he has $4. No, sorry, it's a $5 bill. Sorry, I actually wrote this down in a notepad.
That'll get you 1 turn.
Okay, so he has to make this one count. Okay. All right. So he goes over and grabs the ball and like brings it in both hands and like just looks back over his shoulder at his friend before then just realizing since this will be his first time actually warping it, or, well, not really warping it, but using this ability. He looks from the ball to the bottles, and I'm assuming he like has to like hold on to it and concentrate.
So, what are you trying to do?
He wants to have the ball hone in on a specific target, which would be possibly just like the center of the bottles, to see if he can just cheat the cheating game.
So, the thing that you can manipulate is living things. I want to make
Living
sure
things. Oh,
yeah, like you could like temporarily increase your dexterity.
okay.
Stuff make somebody ugly or pretty. Rapidly make somebody look older or younger. That sort of stuff.
Okay.
Do you not use correspondence to kind of tie it to a specific place?
He doesn't have that.
I have no correspondence.
He doesn't have even have the pen.
What spheres do you have, Gus?
Life, matter, mind, prime, and spirit.
Matter could work. Maybe. No, that'd be more forces.
Well, if he can morph or manipulate living things, why not give himself, like when he's throwing, can he give him, not morphing himself to look older or anything, but can he give himself like
Dexterity.
Yeah, like dexterity to where like he can throw it harder and possibly have enough oomph to knock over one or a few of the bottles.
Alright. How are you gonna go about this?
In my mind, this is just a mental image. I just imagined him making his arm like, those buff arms from that one SpongeBob episode. His arm just gets really big
No. What I'm asking is, how do you invoke this effect?
Oh.
Are you wanting
Hmm.
to say invoke the story of the apple and the arrow, or
Oh, okay.
like how you gonna execute this?
Okay, okay. Give me a second.
This is the final part before can say yes or no to this.
Yeah.
You could say, give me the aim of William Tell himself.
I was gonna say, another. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a fairy tale, but it's more of a Bible tale. But, uh,
Close enough.
the Goliath, the giant Goliath, and can't remember the kid's name. You
David.
know what? David and Goliath. You know the slingshot and just aiming and hitting him.
Yep.
Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah. The story of David and Goliath. You know where, if I recall correctly, he
He
took
used a
down.
slingshot
Used a
to.
slingshot to take down the giant. I
All
think it was a
right,
cyclops, was it?
it was a giant. Anyway,
Giant.
so how are you going about it? Now that you've decided a theming, how are you doing it?
I don't recommend the giant big buff arm thing because that would count as vulgar magic.
uh, Probably not doing that. Obviously, maybe giving him more. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Because I'm bad with words, as you can clearly see. Uh, would you say like pinpoint? Would the term be like almost like pinpoint accuracy? It's like with because I believe with if I remember correctly, with those things, you
Yeah,
have to aim. You have to aim
that would be.
specific place to knock over all those bottles.
Yeah, typically like towards the lower part, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So you could do pinpoint accuracy, and I think that ruling would be like of increase of dexterity, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think that's dexterity. Oh God, excuse me.
Would that be correct, Soma?
Pardon?
If he would him increasing his dexterity be like I think like pinpoint accuracy.
It could affect that. So, because you have the spellbound flaw, I'm going
Oh
to
boy.
need you to spend willpower and
Mm-hmm.
quintessence
Okay.
to be able to do an improvised ability,
Mm-hmm.
but once you do, you will be able to do it.
Okay.
You
How much?
Yeah.
Ye?
I
I
was about
say
to say how. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so you have a flaw that makes it where you can't really improvise your abilities.
It's a flaw that makes him treated as a sleeper for the effects of other mages. It further incentivizes him to do mythic thread stuff. And if he's not using rotes, it makes the as well as mythic thread stuff. He
Okay.
has to spend resources to break through his own paradigm of fairy tale fairy tale stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So could my character see that he's having to struggle with this kind of stuff than usual? Because he's been able to see how fluidly he's able to mimic other tricks and such, but this is a more of a struggle for him to do something that's mostly simple.
You could probably notice this.
All right. I'm gonna log that down. That's a difficulty, and he'll probably just try to think of different things to help him give and more roads.
Alright, so I would like you to roll your arete to do this improvised dexterity increase at difficulty of 7.
Okay.
Would that also incorporate life?
That is what he would be using to do that, yes.
I thought you rolled your life sphere and Arte.
No, that's never how that works.
You said difficulty 7?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to be sure. So Arte, difficulty 7. All right.
Hey.
Alright. You managed to successfully roll 2 successes, so increase your dexterity temporarily for 1 action by 2.
Alright, so that's a total of 5. I'm just going to mark that down in a notepad because I don't want to mess anything up right now. There we go. 2.
And you may now do an athletics and dexterity to throw the ball.
Athletics, dexterity. What difficulty?
I would say this is a difficulty of 8.
Oh boy. Alright.
And much to the ticket man's surprise, you knock over the second place prize. And this tiny mouse of a man has to climb up a ladder that is clearly designed for somebody way taller than him. And he has to then grab this big fat plushie that is the size of his torso, shaped like a squirrel, and then
Hell yes.
climb all the way back down. And he as he gets to the midpoint of the ladder, he starts faltering. And then he slips and falls back onto the table and groans. and here you go, kid.
Gus thanks him and it's like, are you okay?
Eat your vegetables, kid.
Oh, come along now, Gus. I think we should leave him be for a bit.
Gus just holds on to the giant plush and it's like, thank you. And just like walks off with them.
Well, I noticed that was a lot more difficult for you to pull off than normal.
Gus just like looks up and it's like, that was my first time doing it.
Yes, but even whenever you first time did stuff, you pulled off with more ease once you were shown something. It was given like a eyeing back to something. This time was more of a push, so to say.
It just like holds up the squirrel and is like, it worked though.
It did indeed. You did a good job. And he gives Gus head pats.
Gus accepts them. Gus is a good boy.
I assumed that he would also just be used to my character giving him head pats by this time.
Probably.
Listen, Gus is not used to positive reinforcement or positive affection like that. So whenever he gets it, he's just like, oh, yes. He's literally like a giant puppy. He's like, oh. Alright.
Oh no. So that did work though. It's already the tricks you used to.
I guess like, yeah, that was very new for me.
Good job though. Just trying to think. It's been a long time since I've had to use face stuff. Maybe. Unfortunately, Carvel isn't the best place to try it. Though.
It looked fun on the TV.
And he turns to Gus now with more of like he now has his own bit of a mischievous smile.
Gus just looks up and is like confused, like, what?
What if I introduced you to the person that leads this place and he taught you his own?
Gus is trying to think, like, the owner of the carnival.
Yes,
Gus just thinks like he can teach me stuff.
I think he could take a liking to you. I wonder why he went.
Gus is just like excited just to learn more things, to try new abilities and whatnot.
So I'm going to try again, like use my height to look around and see if I could spot the mayor again. Because in all honesty, he's expecting that the mayor or someone else will be keeping an eye on him, even with the oath.
You see what looks like a old, very stereotypical interpretation of a Romani lady, almost grandmotherly like, yet regal, with a little bitty crystal ball. Look at both of you and then walk into the haunted house area of the park.
I think we found someone that we could talk to. Come along. And he starts leading Gus to the haunted house. Trust me, these things are not as scary as they look.
Gus just happily like follows after. Falcaraz is just like whatever, like just like follow the leader.
Yeah.
While also just like looking around, kind of like amazed by what he's seeing.
So he's going to walk in after the Romani lady.
Yes.
Gus is like, are we going to get in trouble for being here?
This is part of the park. There's no reason for us to get in trouble.
he's just curious because of the regal looking woman in front of you. Because you just feel like, I don't look like that.
Does the regal woman look like something different to Gus?
She looks bone thin, almost spider-like, but also very elvish. And her voice only comes up to a whisper at the highest.
Alright.
That's just like watching her like eerily while just like following after you, just like I've never seen anyone like that before.
Greetings. I am Madame Katerina. And welcome to my humble abode.
Pleasure to meet you, Madame Catalina. This here is Gus.
I know who you are and why you come here.
I take it your boss doesn't want to keep a blind eye to me.
No.
I
Not at
figured.
all.
But could you teach the kid here some of our old tricks of the past?
Could I? I suppose I could.
Mm-hmm. If you wish, I would also offer some dross as part of the deal as well.
What good is dross when I have a fount all my own? And
Dross? Go ahead.
But very well. I shall take this payment.
He's going to hold like a one moment. He's going back up here as like one moment. Pull out the pocketbook, open it, disappear, be gone for like about 30 seconds or so, and come back with 2 small jewels of dross that came from the last time he rested. Also the fact that it has a lot more worth outside of here, in case you ever get into dealings with other Cathane.
I see.
And he gives it to the woman.
Very interesting.
Not many places have a fount of glamour like here.
Indeed. Many people forget that there's 5 of them just in this park alone.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how may I help you?
This kid here, you might be able to see he's a bit like us, and even then his magic also works, almost like our own tricks. He needs a tying to tales of old for him to do them properly. Well, seeing how we're in the largest settlement of Fae folk in Orlando, I figured why not to learn it from those who practice it every day.
I see. Very interesting.
Plus, I'm waiting for correspondence of my own, so I have some time to kill. Though I do wish to speak to your American at some point, more of a matter of dealings for circulation of WoD, but other than that, I'm just a bystander. Also, I have to go grab something real quick, so Battlecrash just kind of just like quiets down and waits for her to talk to Gus. I have to go grab something.
Tell me, child. Have you ever heard of the story of Alice in Wonderland?
Gus just looks at her and just slowly nods. A bit like shy, like from
You see
just
her,
seeing everything.
You see her go into her cupboard, and she pulls out a little tiny file with a cork, with a little tag, and a little tiny cake. The little phial with mysterious liquid says "Drink me," and the little tiny cake says "Eat me." Do you know what this is?
Looking over the 2 items and reading the little tag, he nods almost like immediately and says, growing and shrink it. It makes you grow and shrink.
Yes. Would you like to know how to make like those kinds of cakes?
He doesn't understand how they'd be useful to him at first, but he just still says yes because he's like, who knows, it might come in handy one day.
Everything has its times and places, child. You would be amazed of how useful being a giant and how being the size of a fantastically small ant can be these days.
But yeah, Gus says yes, he would like to learn how to make them.
Very well. Come with me. And she shows you a little bit of tricks and how to do a little bit of baking. And you pick up the rote, "Eat me, drink me."
I've returned.
Eat me, drink me. Okay.
More specifically, eat me cake and drink me punch. They will do two different things, and it's very important that you remember which one you're making when you do it.
So would it be counted as the same rote, and I just put both descriptions in it?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And I shall deal with that later, because
All right. I'm
that
just gonna at least put it in there.
Thank you.
I'm powering up my boy.
I have learned cooking acquired.
You have learned. The child has learned to be the thick and the even small, more small.
You know it's cooking by the book song.
Gus is Gus is my fucking Pokemon. I'm training him moves.
Yes.
Still a healthier dynamic than the other characters.
Then the what?
Still a more healthy dynamic than the other characters.
Yes.
I mean, I think so far my character has a healthy dynamic with everyone.
I'm talking about Gus, sweetie.
I know, but like...
Gus likes everyone. What do you mean?
And that might be the problem.
Hey, at least I'm taking care. I have already subjugated myself to group dad. It seems.
Papa.
Papa. Why have you forsaken me, Papa? I am a Victorian child.
Papa, is it? Well, has mother gone? I'm sorry, son. We lived before King James, and there's no such thing as divorce yet.
Papa, someone's talking about watching a video about two girls.
No.
What is that?
Something that you shall not see, my son. Delete the internet now. Give me your phone. You must run.
Deletes memory from Gus. He doesn't know what the internet is.
My throat. That you're going to kill me.
Control
That's my
delete all memory related to
delete
internet.
System 32. Delete System 32 of the internet. No one gets the internet.
Execute Order 66.
Funny enough, there is a Star World. A woo.
Ooh. Ooh woo.
Ooh.
What shall you all do now that you have been given the ability to grow and shrink?
Gus immediately is like, I want to try these out.
Oh yes, I think that's not the best place to use that kind of trick here yet.
No, Gus is like, I think this is something you'd probably want to do at the house.
Yes, indeed.
But just maybe not inside the house.
It depends. Well, it depends on.
I mean, if we go by Alice in Wonderland movie, you don't want to be in the house.
Maybe you can adjust the potency of it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But Gus is just mainly excited he learned something new.
And
then he just oh, go ahead.
Oh, and for the sake of record, I would like you to put that rote in parentheses as metamorphosis.
Okay. Here.
This is for me to remember a effect that you're...
Metamorphosis. I can spell, so if it's wrong, I do apologize.
That is so that
I am.
that is so I remember what specific ability is inspiring and informing
Mm-hmm.
that power, so that I can adjudicate
Okay.
that properly.
No
Yeah.
worries. I'm just letting you know I'm both dyslexic and dyscalculic, so spelling is
And
not easy for me.
you're also gay, so that's also a natural debuff to spelling.
I mean, we are all gay here. We all float down here on the Rainbow
Listen, it's called
Parade.
homosexual for a reason. Not homosexual, homo sapien for a reason.
It's called homosexual for a reason. Yes, yes, it is called homosexual. Good job.
I know.
I know words.
I
They
know words. They
mean
might not be the
things.
right ones, but I know words.
Oh, sassafras. That's not a word. What do you mean? It's not a movie. Of course it's a word. Like razzle dazzle.
It's like Smeckledorf.
Razzle dazzle, glitz and glam. It's a spectacle.
But
Lights,
he's gonna
camera.
look at the Romani lady and say, "Is there any way that I could track down your mayor again? I have some questions to ask him. Again, not going to cause any trouble. Just need some information."
He finds those who are in need of them when they are in need of him.
All right.
The wizard is neither late nor early. He is always exactly when he needs to be.
Lord of the Rings, get off the grey.
So he's on time?
On time is relative when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Because they're just trying to like decipher the riddles. Like, if they're not late or early, they must be on time. Just solved it.
I know the answer!
I
But
know it.
I do wonder what we could do here.
Hmm.
Has Sho reached out to you at all or anyone else? How are the others doing, by the way? I don't see them
Uh,
along with you.
Gus pulled out his phone and said, "Well, Maeve went to California. They got a record deal.
For her.
Rudolph is he just like shrugs and he's like, I don't know where my dog went either."
Hmm.
And then Sho pretty much said, he's done all he can for me.
He didn't say
Nah, I should start
that.
practicing. Oh, I thought I must have misheard. I'm sorry.
He did not say that, but he did assign you to do some practice.
Oh, okay. I'm just done then.
I doubt he expected him to pick up a new trick that quickly as well.
Indeed.
Hmm. Well, I don't want to overload you too much. What have you always... Have you ever been to an amusement park beforehand, Gus?
It's just as far as I think, it's like, no. I've only seen them on TV.
Well, how about instead we drop practice for a bit and we just enjoy ourselves?
Sorry. Gus just like, we can go on the rides?
We can go on the rides.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
But, come along now. And make sure we should really get you a sunscreen. Also, wait, where should we put that?
Oh, before they like head off. Oh god, excuse me, sorry. He, without really truly thinking, because, child, he goes and runs up and hugs the fighter elf lady that he sees and says thank you.
You're welcome, child.
And then he runs off back to Valgas.
We should get you a sunscreen. I don't really need this. I'm doing this more so for fun. But you, on the other hand, burn. You are not plant-like.
And then he's like, I forgot to bring some though, and I don't have money.
Is there sunscreen that any of the cast members use that you could spare? And he turns to the Romani woman.
She takes a she looks around, making sure nobody is around to see this, and she like drags out of the cupboard a like, you know those like vats, like oil barrel sized vats
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
also can contain other things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hint, hint, nod, nod. What
Yeah.
there is one that says that thing, and there's one that she slowly yanks out that says sunscreen. Sweetheart,
Uh-huh.
my kind really do not like sunlight. I need
And
this all of the time.
I just gesture towards it. Lather up. Don't be
Leather
too.
up.
Don't do too. Have you ever put on sunscreen by yourself before?
Gus just looks up and is like, yeah.
Alright.
So he goes over to the van, just like he rolls up his sleeves and just like slowly like just starts rubbing it on his arms and hands first, just to make sure that's dealt with. And then he like bends down, does it on his feet. Grant his legs, what's barely showing, which isn't much. Like it's like his knees and a little bit of his
Just
not thighs, just calves.
Just
And then
everywhere.
And then he
shows
does the
skin.
most. Then he does the most important part, the face. He just like slowly rubs some on his cheeks, and then he like starts rubbing it. Like he focuses it on the nose area because he knows that's where like he gets most of sunburns from previous experiences. And then he just like looks up and it's like gives like a little thumbs up. It's like all done.
Mm-hmm.
And then he turns to the lady again and says thank you, because she gave him some sunscreen. He would hug, but he just put on sunscreen.
he's a bit greasy.
He's a big butter boy.
He goes slip slop.
You don't want to just slip and slide. Just makes me think of the greased up deaf guy.
My goodness. But alright, we'll go on a few rides and then should probably go back. Not sure what to really do. Nothing has really popped up. My own informants haven't come back to me with anything. Rudolph is out. I was waiting to talk to him about that sword he got, but can't really bother him at the moment. So we'll just have some fun for now, till, the mayor comes by or we need to go back to shows.
And then Gus is just like, have you met Rudolph's new friend?
I have not. Who is his new friend?
Gus starts talking about excuse me, give me a second.
Is it the sword?
The guy, the demon man that they made a deal with for the sword. I'm trying to remember his name. There's
That's not who you met.
that
You met the guy who met with them before you met that guy.
Oh.
And you
Oh
also,
no, I'm Gus is asking Alcas if he met the guy that they had met previously last session.
it's the green-haired werewolf guy.
Yeah.
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 The session I was there? Or no?
I can't
believe
remember.
I don't know if you were there.
I probably wasn't then. I have not.
He just chimed in. He's like, "That's how I got here. They gave me a ride.
Huh.
They have a spaceship." And then he just starts talking in detail about the spaceship he saw, because he was like so amazed by it. They have a spaceship underground.
I've heard less crazy things, so I can definitely believe that.
The guy wasn't very nice though. He was saying bad things, mean things about Rudolph though.
Rudolph seems to unfortunately draw that attention towards himself.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
But, he at least has you to bring him some joy. And to be a nice voice.
Yeah.
I would like to talk to him more at some point. If anything
Yeah.
else, just because to learn more about him.
Yeah, 'cause he also did ask, he did also ask me if my house could be his pack house, meaning some werewolves might show up every now and then.
No, see, why not?
Yeah. And I was like, more friends.
Make sure you keep a vacuum around, though. They do shed still.
I was
If
told
they're
I should
in
also
form.
get some. I was also told maybe some room sprays.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. But what ride do you want to go on?
And Gus just starts looking around and just immediately points to the roller coaster. Though
Star
he might not be,
Mountain.
though he might not be tall enough.
So you want to go on the ride that you climbed out from the underneath of?
Yes.
Star Mountain. In the Tomorrowland area. Interesting choice.
Question, could I see measuring from here? Like, as we get closer?
Pardon?
Could I see, like, if he would be tall enough or not as we get closer to it?
As you get closer to it, you don't see the sign yet. You're 5'11", right?
Gus is? I think he was 5'6". Or wait, 4? I don't know now. Oh my god, hold on.
Is it 4 or 5'11"? I don't remember.
I think it's 4'11".
I think it's 4'11",
Because he's slightly tall. He's slightly taller than Rudolph.
Yeah.
I can remember I'm the tallest one of the group. I tower over most of them. Which is
Alright.
kind of funny, because that also, like, age-wise as well, my character is Teach. But yeah, so I'm going to try to see if I can spot the measuring stick before we get to there, because well, the reason why is because he thinks he could also try to help augment your spell, since your spell in turn messes with creating something. Again, like, it's a magic thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still creating something as like a potion for based off Alice in Wonderland.
True.
Are you planning on resizing yourself temporarily?
We're just that's why I'm trying to see the measuring stick first to see if we will need to or not. Do I have to roll perception to try and find it?
Sure. Perception, awareness.
Alright, perception.
Difficulty at 4.
Alright. Fortunately, my character is good at looking for shit.
Because you're tall.
That was all successes. What do I see, Story Master?
Storyteller. I am not your master yet.
Ooh.
We both know how that goes.
Oh, woo. I will win one of these days.
We'll see, we'll see.
One day soon.
Anyway, with a success is of 6, you more than go well past the necessity and you see that Mr. Gus is indeed too short.
By how much?
By a couple inches. About half a foot.
Okay. So we have a range of about like a foot taller or so. He just cannot mention his age, otherwise they think we've been feeding him steroids. So Gus, we might be actually using that new trick you learned, and I could help in some way.
Oh.
So in my spare time, I've learned a bit about my own about potion making, and with how your magic works, I think I could help focus it in some way. If not, I can try to use my own energy to stabilize it, but that's a lot more iffy. So, why don't we try to create an eat me cake? Very minute effects, though.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gus is like all like excited, like, yeah, let's do it.
Did you bring one of the leftovers from Madame Katerina's lesson?
He does have hold on. He kept like one of each, like with him.
Alrighty. Which one are you going to be doing?
Well, if he needs to grow, I'm assuming the eat me cake, obviously.
Yay, you actually remember the story. Good boy.
And I want to say that my character does not know shit about the animation of Alice in Wonderland. He's thinking of like the original Lewis Carroll story.
I would like you to roll your Arate, difficulty 5.
Can I help him with a potion craft roll?
No.
Damn.
Nice try. Ooh.
Do you want to spend a quintessence to get a success?
Yes. So I marked that off, right?
Yes.
Alright, just want to make sure I do that right. Okay, there we go.
Paradox.
Alright, so you remember the story of Alice in Wonderland, and you almost take too little of a bite as a precaution, but as you do nibbles, a few more crumbs flake off into your mouth, just enough to make you grow a few more inches. Had you taken an actual bite, you would have gotten a lot bigger.
I had my growth spurt at 5.
You're not 5, you're like maybe 11-ish.
I know, it was a joke. That was gonna be his defense, and they're like, why are you so tall?
Ah.
It was out of character, sorry.
I'm to blame, because I'm a dumb. Got it.
It's okay, we're all dumb, so we're all a dumb, so it's all good.
I think it'd be funny if we did the thing off the bench warmers, or it's that grown-ass adult that has I am 12 written in green crayon with a $20 bill besides it.
Alright.
But
That's just like looks at himself like he doesn't personally like notice that he's gotten slightly taller. He just like is like looking at himself like hands and everything like I don't feel bigger. He just looks about you like, do I look bigger?
Valkras just points down towards the end of his jeans. Because you growing taller would change where the end of your jeans or pants sit on your legs.
And then he just looks at his feet like he lifts lifts one leg up slightly just to see, and he's like, oh.
Good job. Now let's go ride that ride. I don't know how long your magic will last, so let's do this quickly.
Yeah, just like he just like ushers back up to the line. Mm.
Though I will have to try to learn that a bit more for my own creations. Oh well.
And you slowly and surely get to the front of the line. And as you get to the front of the line,
Uh-oh.
right as they're about to measure, as per custom, you slowly feel yourself start to shrink.
No.
I guesstimated that this was going to be a few hours because I know how Disney and other amusement parks like to be for this ride.
We should have gone the fast pass. Fuck.
Valakaz is quickly going to maneuver his umbrella a bit so that Gauss is covered some, and whisper, "Make them see what you see." No, that's not how that works. It's not the fairy tag. Because I was thinking of, so in Greek mythology how there's the mist that's meant to cover like on the underworld and such.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought of like the make them see what you see as what Hazel does in the Percy Jackson books, the Blood of Olympus series, where she uses the mist to make them see like illusions. That's what I was thinking of real quick, but since that's not how that works, I will not do that.
Alrighty.
This is like, oh fuck. Well, not saying that obviously, but he's like, oh poop.
Shiitake mushroom, no.
Fudge, no.
I am going to do my umbrella though, so they don't see him just visibly shrinking.
It's like tries to get on his tippy toes, hoping that's enough.
That won't be enough, unfortunately.
You never know. It could be. You just gotta believe.
In the future, however, remind me to tell you to add 3 more dice to rolls with that specific
Okay.
route. But
All right.
But for now, we'll keep that roll as it was.
I'm gonna
And
put that in the little notes right now. Add plus 3 more dice when rolling in parentheses, just so I have that because I too will forget that.
Do I notice? Do I see that the attendant is of Cathane or not?
He clearly sees that your child. He clearly sees the child as a child, and you as a weirdly grandfatherly like adjacent dude.
Damn. Why are there just so many humans here randomly?
Not every single person who works at a theme park can be supernatural, hon.
I know. Damn.
It's mildly inconvenient.
This is mildly inconvenient for me.
So I'll feel like, ugh.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be
Don't
suspicious.
be suspicious. Guess it's like, I can go, right?
I see. Well, sorry, kid.
It's just gets like the puppy dog eyes.
Sorry, kid. You're just too short. Better luck next year.
Well, we can try another ride then.
It's just like, okay, bye.
I just imagine Anna and do one of those snowmen just like, okay, bye.
It's just like slowly looks over his shoulders back at the roller coaster and then it's like, goodbye.
No, hey, that was a good attempt as a first try.
We just need to do it, when we're closer to the front of the
Yes.
line.
Yes, that is true. Hmm. He's going to look around again, see if he can catch the mayor just as an off glance. Trying his best to make it look like it's not obvious he's keeping an eye out.
Just scream, Mayor, where are you?
You don't seem to see the mayor at all yet.
Alright. Yet. I will see him, but does he see me? He was on my back the entire time. I mean, he is short. It is more likely for me to look over him.
I mean, he's only short when he's in real form. Ooh.
Yes. Yes. Waist height. I shall not elaborate.
That's just like, at least I learned to do two things.
Yes, you did. No.
Here, has cookie.
Yay, cookie. Wait, is it? I was gonna say, is it a Gromy cookie?
No cookie.
Damn.
Aww. How late is it getting now?
It's getting pretty up there.
Alright. So by this time, Valakras is going to, fold his umbrella, look around, see what time it is, say, well, shouldn't we get back to your house?
Gus just looks around and is like, yeah, alright.
Alright. Though I cannot portal us out of here in the wide open area. We can just walk until we get to a more secluded part. Come along now. And he's going to start walking towards the exit.
Alright.
Making sure not to leave the child.
And you all head on home?
Yeah, we're going to start heading home, yeah.
Yeah, especially now that he has a giant toy squirrel to share with his dog whenever he finds them.
Are you going to be like Agnes and Despicable Me? Just like, it's so fluffy!
It's so fluffy! Yeah. I was hoping it was gonna be a giant fat unicorn so I could do that.
I mean, it's a
Storytell Academy?
it's a super fat squirrel with really early 1920s like animation style buck teeth.
Ah, yes.
Yes, those.
Though, you can try to use that spell again if you make it more story-like. What inspiration were you trying to use for it? Did you say something?
No, sorry. I sneezed.
No.
I couldn't hear you because I was in the middle of a sneezing fit. I muted myself, sorry.
Well, what did you... So, you could try to use that sort of spell again if you, of course, have a story tied to it. What were you trying to use as inspiration?
Or with the bottles?
Yes.
David and Goliath.
What? I have an idea. Maybe. Oh, it's been years since I've read those tales. One of accuracy. I'll think of one eventually. Unfortunately, not many of those fairy tales include, shooting in some ways.
Robin Hood has shooting.
Which one?
Robin Hood.
It's not a focal point of the tale, though.
Oh.
For instance,
just
if you
trying to-
were If it were to gain strength, you could speak to the huntsman from Red Riding Hood.
Just trying to think of like shooting fairy tales. Like,
Unfortunately, like I don't care. There aren't many. I've read through almost all of them.
Yeah.
Ooh, woo, ah, woo.
But as we're walking now, does the mayor appear since we're leaving now, or no?
I have a question. Now that
What?
we're actually on this topic, Gus, do you wear red a lot?
Gus wear red? No.
Are you wearing
He
red
likes to wear
today?
greens.
Are you wearing red
Uh,
today?
Say yes. I want to see how this goes.
What? You know, fuck it. Yes, he's wearing red today.
He got the red socks.
But you can't see him because he has those combat boots.
You hear a very familiar voice in the back of your head. Little Red Riding Hood, rocking all alone. I see again.
Not creepy at all.
I'm guessing I don't hear this.
Gus immediately just like jumps and like is like looking around like, who said that?
You immediately see a pair of green eyes fade out of existence.
Did I see any of this as I turned to follow where he looked?
Roll perception and alertness.
Oh, alertness. Okay. What difficulty?
Difficulty of 8 because
8.
of the timing.
Also, what the fuck, Soma?
Stop giving me good reasons to torment you. It's my
What
job.
success?
Soma, I just tapped into your stream. What the fuck?
What are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
What the
I'm curious.
fuck?
I need to know.
You're in a jockstrap.
God damn it! Why the fuck is it doing that today?
Hold on, I need to see this.
Fixed. Why? My avatar is cursed. It only takes off the outfits when I don't want it to. But when I want it to, no.
It doesn't take off the outfits.
Take it off. Here,
Titties.
here we go.
I
It's in the
mean,
Irregulars chat.
I am the compulsive nudist in reality, so I'm fine with that reputation, hun.
I just tab in and I just see a naked dog.
Hey, he's not naked. He's mostly naked.
Mostly naked, sorry.
I
correction.
am Twitch terms of service abidant levels of nude.
No, you aren't. You are showing nipple.
Not the nipples.
You are presenting the nipple.
Wait, no. He's a man. He can show the nipples.
Actually, not on Twitch.
Not on Twitch.
Yeah, they've even said topless men can't have. You can't be topless
Man.
anymore.
They full on said equal titties.
Yeah.
I don't recall that being a change.
It was because of a incident involving a heavyset streamer.
Oh.
They were exercising on stream and they accidentally hit their like camera because it was only showing their face while they're running on a treadmill. They accidentally hit their camera and it showed they were first of all being completely nude, but the camera rested on the heavyset person's chest area, and a lot of people were up in arms about it. And Twitch was like, "Okay, fine, no one gets to show nipple."
No one gets the titties.
No one gets the titty, but it's very lax when it comes to male nipples now. Even though it is in the TOS now, not many male nipples get reported still.
But
Good.
so what does one success give me?
You see a glint of green that is somewhat ominous,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't see it in an eye shape.
Could I use Greymare to try and tell what it is?
You may try.
Perception or intelligence? Because this got me if I
Intelligence.
know it. And what difficulty?
Difficulty 9.
Would this count as glamour?
No.
Okay.
Jesus, what the fuck? That hurt my ears.
So, you see a... What you saw appears to be someone who faded out of this reality into a different world entirely. The nature of who did it and why is beyond you, or even how they did so. But you know that somebody definitely changed from one world to another.
Let's go to shows, please.
Gus is just like, is it bad?
Just for safety, I have some questions for him now. See if he can find out what's going on.
Should I text him to let him know that we're coming ahead of time?
You should.
And he goes like pulls out his phone and just immediately just sends a message saying I'm coming over with my with Valakraz.
Valkras is also going to keep Gus a bit closer to him.
Holding hands now.
The immediate response to that message is, give the adult the phone, please.
Gus is just like puffing his cheeks out like, wow. Just
I'm a big boy.
Holds his phone up to him and he's like, he wants you.
You immediately see a series of emojis that imply certain things, and they immediately get deleted, and a message pops up and then gets deleted saying, "Stall him."
Show has some company over. Ooh.
I assume that you are not so decrepitly ancient and old-timey.
No, I know what he means. I know what he means.
I may be old, but I'm not stupid.
Why don't you show me around the city some as we go to shows? It's an important thing, but with me here, we should be safe. Take the scenic route, as people would phrase it.
Just nods. It's like, okay. Like, doesn't question it at all. Okay. It's just immediately like, I ready like to be like, I can show one of my friends around the city. Let's go. He just like takes up Valkraz's hand and just like almost starts like leading the way.
He lets this happen because, again, as I've said before, Valakras has been a parent many times, so he's quite used to this kind of treatment.
Come on,
Let's
Grandpa.
go this way.
Come on, Grandpa. Let's go this way. Let's go this way, Grandpa. Let's go this way.
Wait. Question. Could I see if I'm related to any of the characters here because of how many past lives I've had?
Okay. Let's just do a DNA test.
Roll your remembrance.
Remembrance and intelligence?
Yes.
Alright. What difficulty?
Difficulty of 6.
6. Alright. This is really funny. 4 successes!
One moment.
Oh god.
So I expected a entire my ancestry tree. Thank you very much. You can make it on shorthand, right?
Fuck you. And for that, I'm going to say no.
Aww, it was a joke.
Funny joke.
Ooh. Stop giving the overburning GM more work.
I wasn't being serious.
I was though.
Because they're just like, I want this man to be in my family line. Do it now.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's possible. But how far back would it take for, like, the satyr gene to take over before the dragon gene?
Fair. Because I'm also asking, I mean, I guess it's hard for me to also remember my pre-Cathane life as well, because, you know, everyone has to go through, like, the chrysalis, and then the soul is just like, I am awake.
Yeah.
Are you though?
So it'd be difficult for me to remember all of those, including, so, yeah, that's fair.
But, to answer the question of, are you related to people? There are probably some people around who are still alive who you are related to. Probably.
Highly likely.
You are not the Genghis of the Khan, but you are prolific enough to be half that, perhaps.
Haha! I fucked!
Come on, Maxie. Your old man doesn't just know what it's like to have things. No, Maxie, your dad Fox.
I wrote the Kama Sutra.
I love that fucking crazy ass shit's post.
Alright, so Gus is showing me around. How long would the scenic route take? Would that stall enough time for Sho to do the do? Is Sho a top or a bottom? I feel like he's a bottom because he's trying to be so controlling in life that he needs like
this discussion in front of the child.
This is out of character.
I know. The child's still here though.
I have a feeling that he is actually submissive because if he's so controlling life, he needs some. He is submissive and breedable. He could shape change. He could definitely be breedable.
Oh my god.
He does the full.
Hello? Hello?
Are you okay?
I think you killed them.
You cut out. What were you trying to say?
Fine. I was asking if Sho was submissive and breedable in bed.
What's your reasoning? Because that's what I'm lost at.
Give me a sec.
Take the dick out of your mouth.
Nah, it was chicken.
Take the cock out of your mouth.
Fair point, fair point. Reasoning is because a lot of times psychology dictates that if someone is in a massive amount of control in their professional life, their bed life will be the opposite because they need like some sort of mental break. So it's no longer a job, it's actually a good sort of like stress relief. So that's why I'm saying Sho has to be submissive and breedable.
Then what the fuck? How the fuck am I the way I am? Cause I have no control over most things.
As you said before, you usually have to take up a controlling position in those type of situations, so you need a break.
Ah. Oh, woo. Anyway, you can figure that out on your own time. That's definitely in the category of probably going to get me banned if I actually can explore that. So, after a couple hours, it starts to get nighttime. Mr. Gus, are you getting tired? You have been working like a workhorse this entire day.
He's not like getting sleepy tired, but he's like starting to feel the effects where like he's like, I could just sit down.
I don't want to do nothing.
Yeah, he's just like,
Wah.
are we there yet? My feet hurt.
Do you need me to carry you?
Carry me, carry on my wayward son.
Does 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 he do the uppies hands?
It's just like when the moment you ask that, Gus just like rubs his eyes and just slowly raises his hands up, like like when you go down to pick up a cat and the cat immediately like raises its paws up, like yes, pick me up.
Question is, I don't think my character has enough strength to pick him up. My strength is that one.
Oh god, then why would you offer?
It's my instinct for this man.
Gus is just like, I'm waiting.
The power of. So here's the funny thing about carrying capacity in World of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
He could do a feat of strength to carry you regardless of what his actual capacity is, with the risk of with the risk of actually hurting himself if it's too much.
It would be the grandpa thing. People like, oh my back.
So
My legs.
I need you to roll your strength and athletics.
Okay.
I think that's the roll.
Question: what is my carrying capacity?
Your carrying capacity is like 40 pounds. It's that I think that's what like the one dot is.
I think I'm a little bit
question.
over 40 pounds.
How much experience would it take to pump into stats, like to attributes? Because I haven't spent any of my experience yet. Is it still the ratio of freebie points and such?
No, there's an entire separate chart for experience costs.
And I have that sent to me.
You has the book, Smooch Mooch. You can ask me after the session what you would like to spend on Smooch Mooch.
All right. I'm guessing that Gus is 40 pounds.
I'm a little over
40 pounds.
So like, average 11-year-old. What do you think?
That's roughly between 70 and 100 pounds.
I'm aware. Okay.
So,
here's my second question. Are there people around us?
Maybe.
Do I see any people around us?
So Gus just waiting to look up, he just jumps in your arms.
Roll perception and alertness.
Okay. Difficulty?
Difficulty 9.
Shit, why?
Reasons.
2.
You see, sense that somebody's around, but you don't think that they're a person. And you can't quite discern where you're getting this vibe.
How many offshoots are there that seem deserted?
A lot of them.
Hey, can I manifest something?
Are you going into Plant Dragon Miyazaki mode?
No.
Then what are you doing?
I was wanting to manifest first off, a more humanoid-looking creature. Because technically, they cannot see Chimera still. By the warding of echoes, they still cannot see like what's counted as my weapons. They just can be affected by them.
Mm-hmm. What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to summon a human-like chimera that could also carry Gus.
So you're not taking the responsibility that you signed up for.
No. I don't want to break my back.
Come on, you can do it.
Bestie, do you know what my athletics is?
Try it.
What would the difficulty be? Tell me that first.
It would be like, let's see. Difficulty of 6. And you would need 1 or 2 more successes. I forgot what like the ratio of each dot of strength is. Roll it.
I would only have to. I would have to roll a 6 or above on 1 die. I'd have 1 die to play with. Actually, wait. Hold on. I could just use remembrance.
Yes.
Does my remembrance? So has my remembrance refilled by now, or no? From the last time I've used it.
I would say that it has, but only for the funniness of this.
All right, fine. I'll do it via strength instead of manifest. But my character is on guard for having to use manifest at some point. So still difficulty 6.
Yes.
All right. 1.
So, you successfully lift the child, but you are struggling the entire time. You have your willpower in turns. So, whatever period of time that you're trying to get to and fro, before you have to drop this child.
Valakras is going to. He knows the limits of his strength. He's not going to push so far. Basically, I'm going to have to put him down before my willpower has to come up for it.
Yep. So you like get a couple like blocks, and then you're like,
All right, kid, you're too heavy for me.
"Sorry, kiddo."
Sorry.
You're too fat.
So, Valakras is going to. He's going to. So much like how his eyes glowed with violet whenever he was entering trance, when you replay the violin, Gus is going to see that happen again this time. As he lets out like a bit of a sigh, he hangs the umbrella on his arm, because it's one of those like golf umbrellas that has like a hook on the end of the handle.
Yeah.
He hangs on his arm, and he reaches down, and instead of relying on his strength, he instead uses a bit of like leverage to pull Gus roll Gus back towards him a bit, and then pick him up and carry him for a few blocks.
So I want to make sure that I'm understanding what you're talking about before I, because this is what it sounded like you're saying. You're taking the umbrella, and then you're taking it and scooping up the child in it and dragging it along.
No. The umbrella is it's already pulled at this moment. He's hanging it on his arm, so he doesn't have to one arm pick up Gus. It's just hanging there on his arm, like on his forearm. He's picking Gus up with his arms. Because of the fact that he's using athletics instead of strength mainly. He's kind of using a bit of physics to pull Gus towards him a bit and then stand up with his legs.
I don't understand, and I'm probably too stupid.
The umbrella is not being used to pick him up in the slightest.
It is being used...
It was just used to pull him closer.
Ah.
No. The umbrella wasn't used at all.
Oh. I'm dumb then.
I don't understand.
So, okay. Imagine he...
Oh! Like the cane. Like a cane.
Yeah, umbrella's kind of like a cane, yes, but it's not part of the equation of him picking up. I just more add that of what he was doing actively.
Oh.
Because, yes. So, but what he's actually doing is he's crouching down, putting his hands by Gus's chest, under his arms. And what he does to instead give him a better leverage and lift is he rolls back on his heels a bit to give him a better center of gravity while also putting Gus a bit off balance, and then pushes himself up with his legs to then into a carrying position.
Nice. Alrighty.
And again, he carries him for a few blocks, and during this time, his eyes still stay that violet color. And also, Gus, you realize that this Valakras at the moment is now acting a tad bit different. And this should be like a common trend you've noticed so far, that whenever his eyes grow violet, he acts a little bit different each time. Either in how he carries himself or in how he talks. And at this moment, he's a lot more of like stoic and not talking that much as he's carrying you. But once the few blocks comes up, the color slowly fades away. He's like, "Okay, you're going down now, Gus." Ugh.
That just like climbs down and just like looks up at him and is like, "Thank you."
No
And it's all-
problem. I hope you know you're walking the rest of the way. My back is not made for that.
Yes, just
Really?
reaches up and gives it like his back like a little gentle pat.
Hey.
Like, there, Grandpa. There.
Like, he doesn't look like it, but this man is old.
He's old AF.
He is. Do you want to know what time technically this form was born?
72 years ago. I don't know what.
So we're in 2023 and such, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was alive before World War II.
Oh my god, you're so old. Says anyone to someone who's 30 plus.
No, he was around during the Roaring '20s and such.
Oh damn.
Yes. Like, he is about a century years old. And looks like he's 30. That's mainly because, backstory stuff. But anyway, did I stall enough for show?
You eventually get there, and the lights are off.
Oh.
May I see your phone real quick?
Gus offers him his phone again.
Correction, can you get to the text messaging app for me? At least show me how to get there.
That's just like Gus shows the old boomer how to use a cell phone. Well, correction, a smartphone.
Yes.
And he just shows him. He's like, "Here's the text message with show."
Alright, thank you. Alright, I was doing this kind of worked like a typewriter back in those days. And he doesn't take a long time typing a message because, again, he's trying to translate his experience. He's like, much smaller, but I can get this done. And he just a little bit slower than average, but he types out, "Are you ready to show?"
You don't get a response.
It's not a good thing.
Oh.
You might want to be ready with that elf shot, Gus.
It's like his hand in like a gun symbol, like, "I'm ready."
He hands the phone back to Gus, and he holds onto, and he grabs his umbrella and he kind of holds onto it a bit tighter before walking into the shop.
It's just like gets his bobby pin ready. He's ready.
Alright, so as you approach the building, you notice that the lights are off, but for some odd reason the door is wide open.
Guess it's just like, we need to call the cops.
I don't think they'd be able to help here. Now, Gus, let me tell you about another trick that Faye used to use in the olden days. More sort of luring, but we can probably turn it around. Now, to light our way. Do you know what lights in the woods were? Why people never followed them?
They usually led them to like their doom.
Yes. Depending on the folklore, you also can get the wisp of the woods, or fairy lights and such.
It's like, he's like, "I've seen the movie Brave." I know things.
While I could light our way myself, if what I think is in there, I'd rather not show my hand too soon. So instead, why don't you try to... What good story? Myths of old, of wherever a traveler was lost and you see a faraway lantern. Those tales, superstitions, and folklore. Do you think you'd be able to reasonably create a light?
That's just like thinks really hard, and it's like, I think so. I can try.
Storyteller, would that work?
I would like to make sure I understand what you're trying to do first.
You use words better. I don't.
Basically, kind of create like a lantern of some sort that like float away from us, because that's how it works in the folklores. There'd be like a
Little
floating
wisp.
light or spirit, like a wisp and such, leading people deeper into their doom until they either died of exhaustion or got led to a trap.
Are you trying to do this with chimerical stuff, or are you trying to say that you...
I'm seeing if Gus could do it.
He doesn't have forces, and
Okay.
the Fey equivalent of that is actually under Soothsay Fey Fire, so I don't know what to declare here. I have to say that he's not really capable of doing this
All right.
Yeah.
yet.
Oh, the phone has a flashlight on it, right?
Gus like pulls out his phone. And is like, it has a flashlight and it has a flash camera.
Let's just use the flashlight for now.
I guess like goes to the settings to turn on the flashlight setting of his phone.
Let's go.
Guess it's just like hiding behind you like while holding out the phone.
Can I use Kindling and Perception to try and detect if there's anything around us? Just like a constant thing of surveillance, of reaching out my own magical sense. Because with what I've sensed and what I saw before, I feel like something is waiting for us that's not of this world.
Alright.
Alright. What difficulty would that be?
What are you trying to do precisely?
Sensing of like magical creatures, or kind of like a danger sense type thing of
No.
sensing of like what's by us or anything like that, or would that be more of alertness?
That would be perception alertness.
All right. Difficulty.
6.
Okay. Oof.
You don't hear anything. Just
Still on guard. I'm going in blind.
As you walk in, you notice signs of a struggle.
Mhm.
Some of the booths are actually damaged. Something you know that show under no normal circumstances would allow even a guest to do. Scuff marks. Some like sharp imprints. A couple glasses broken. But you don't see any body. Not a single soul. as you head to the back rooms where you know that he likes to do his more shall we say esoteric and of dubious legality styles of business, you notice that the wall, the sliding door with its paper thin walls that are actually concealing some pretty high grade soundproofing.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is broken off the hinges. And as you continue forward, and get closer to the room, and as you poke your head through, you see a message. Watch out. They exist.
Oh.
In splattered, panic-strewn crimson. And you see what looks like a tablet that keeps that despite its broken screen keeps replaying the same images. You see what looks to be a demon, one hand up, one hand down, one facing the sky and one facing below. In one image, you see...
Does it have a goat head?
Yes.
Would I recognize that as Baphomet from the Satanic... Would I recognize that as Baphomet?
Everyone knows who Baphomet is, dearie.
Alright.
And you see...
What a cool goat, says Gus.
And you see...
Up
And you see... other more disturbing images.
During this, I'm going to... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Several pictures candid in the distance of Gus.
Oh.
And of everyone that Gus has been around. And then you see as it fritzes out one final time, flickers of they know, going on repeating before the tablet fizzles out one last time and goes black.
I think we need to get out of here. This place is no longer safe.
It's like, where's Show? Like, he's just like looking around, like and worried but also scared, like just wondering where Show is.
Valacrass is going to keep a tight hand on Gus and walk forward before using his umbrella to grab the tablet and pull it towards him.
Even knowing that it is no longer operational, you shield him from it. Is that correct?
I was shielding him from it while it's going on, but since it's not operational, I don't shield him from it. But I'm going to grab it, see if someone can repair it.
I see. Very well. Add to your inventory. Mysterious tablet of evidence.
Okay.
It's not one you give your kids and plop them down in front of a TV.
Very much not so.
Digital babysitter. Digital babysitter. This is not.
Here, kid, I need to go do something. Here's the tablet.
And
All right.
So.
And
do you let him see the orgy of evidence, for lack of a better phrasing?
well, I can't kind of show him it because it's no longer operational. Anyways.
I'm talking about the room.
Oh. No. But I am going to take the phone from him and say.
I was about to say, are you gonna smack the phone out of his hand?
No. Gus, just look onto my back and keep both hands on me on my coat.
That's as he says, but still, it's just like freaking out.
I'm going to look around the room using the flashlight.
As you turn on the flashlight, you notice that there is a trickling trail that ends in nowhere whatsoever. Like, trails normally have a clear end point. This trail just abruptly ends of blood smears from that writing frantically on the wall. And it ends abruptly, which is not normal. Would you like to roll something to see if you can ascertain what that would imply?
Pinning and perception with treating it like a trode.
You know what? I'll accept that as a specialty this time. This is one of the rare times where it might be acceptable.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 7.
Okay. Two.
You are familiar with Sho and his propensity for teleporting, even being in more than one place at the same time. It is clear that he was attacked at some point and wasn't expecting it whatsoever. But the fact that this trail ends so abruptly means that he likely got away from whoever was chasing him. But he is nowhere to be found, and he's not answering his phone. So he is, for all intents and purposes, probably still on the run.
It'd be best not to follow him now. I could probably try to forge a pathway, but that wouldn't be the wise move. Maybe. Gus, did Sho tell you about any sort of secrets here that he kept hidden?
Would Gus remember if he did? Because I personally think even if he did tell him about secrets, because it's probably a bit more in a startled frenzy right now to think clearly.
You do remember that he gave you a key to unlock a specific door, and he did instruct you to only open said door if you thought that he was either dead or missing in action.
Oh. Okay. Staying silent for a minute because again, traumatized.
Spooky.
Spooky, traumatized, all the scariness. He digs one of his hands into his pockets, just trying to feel around before he pulls out his wallet where he hid the key, and pulls out a key.
Good. Keep your eyes on my back. Do not look around until I say you can.
Dash just nods and does as he's told.
Yeah. I take the key. Tell me where the door is in relation to this room.
I don't know. He just relays what he remembers from what a show told him about opening the door if show is either missing or presumed dead.
Okay. Can I see if there's any magic on it?
It seems to be normal.
Okay. Damn, so, we'll have to roll to see if I can find the door this goes to. Without, testing it on every lock that I come across.
So,
I mean, I assume it'd be easy just to find a door that just has a lock on it.
So you're not doing the tried and true survival horror method of smearing your face on all of the doors until one of them works.
I mean, he'll look at all the doors to see if there is an obvious keyhole or not.
Eventually, you find a door that has a lock that the key fits into.
And is the scene safe enough for Gus to look around?
Certainly.
Okay. So by this time, he would have told Gus that it's fine for him to actually now look around the room. Look around the place.
Gus, you see the message written in Viscera in...
No, not by that room.
What?
So
those rooms are connected, hun. Why the
that's why I said, is it safe for him to look around? You said most certainly, so I thought that was in a different place.
No take-backs.
No, that was your miscommunication.
It's safe.
It is not.
You should have first asked, will the kids be able to come into this room without seeing or...
That's what safe means.
No, it doesn't.
No, technically, no, it doesn't. You were very vague. Time to traumatize.
No. So, let me say this then. Safe also includes your mental safety, so it would still include that.
We're not doing that. We're not.
You want me to play a Fae? I'm playing a fucking Fae. That would be in the terms of safe.
You are not lawyering your way out of this mistake.
No, am I wrong? Would mental safety not be included in is the room safe?
That is not what that means to any reasonable person.
In a situation like this, it would apply. Because it's not safe for Gus's mental or emotional well-being for him to see that. Which, and a lot of times including in family law in court, is taken in consideration of if a home is safe.
Fine, it's not safe. You fucking killjoy.
I take this child's mental health seriously. He had a bad father. I will be the amazing grandfather.
Now that the fucking ambiance of the situation is completely dead.
I open the door.
You turn your the key and begin turning the knob for you to see next time on City Beautiful Irregulars.
No, not the cliffhanger.
That is what happens when you ruin my fucking spit.
You just had to argue.
I'm kidding. That was entirely going to happen one way or the other.
I know. But still, you just had. What I've learned from D&D is never argue with the DM.
Oh, you'll play a
Anyway,
microphone.
have a lovely evening and see you next time at the Soma Tuftani the Right Wolf channel. Good night.